Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are working on the Warrior. We're going to be doing the tie rod ends and the wheel bearings. So these tie rod ends haven't been removed in, what, 30 years or so? They're probably still original. So getting them off actually wasn't too bad. This one kind of gave me a little bit of trouble, but using an impact and like kind of holding up on it, I was able to get it off. One thing I want to mention is measure your tie rods before you take the tie rod ends off. Get a good measurement. The tie rod ends that I'm using are aftermarket. They're actually not the same length as the stock ones. So if you just count the threads, you're going to get the wrong measurement at the end of the day. Here, make sure you put lots of grease on it, so when you do put everything back on the quad and you do want to get readjust your toe, that grease is going to make life so much easier, and you're going to thank yourself. One end of each tie rod has reverse thread, so don't forget that. I put the tie rods to the side. We're going to work on those later. Now we're going to get to the front wheel bearings. We got to get that brake caliper off, which has two 12mm bolts that hold it to the knuckle. Once it's removed, you can put it to the side. Just make sure you put it somewhere secure, unlike where I put it. As you can see, it fell. But either way, you got to get that nut off the hub, and once that nut and the washer is off the hub, you can just slide the hub and the rotor off. That nut is torqued to, I'm pretty sure, 61 foot-pounds, so it does get a little tight, and it should have a cotter pin holding it together. Mine doesn't because I removed that earlier. So we gotta get this guy out first. I don't know if we can get it this way. Yeah, it just pops right out. Put that to the side. Now you can get in here with a screwdriver. Slowly work your way around, and the seal will pop up. Just watch your hand because it'll do that, and you'll catch yourself and bust a knuckle. But if you just work your way around, boop, there she goes. Now look inside there. I don't know if you guys can see it all that well. A little crusty, a little bit crusty in there. And flip it to the other side. Do the same thing on this side. That one takes some time. If you actually have a puller, that makes life so much easier. But now we need to punch this out this way. Oh, not easy. Now it's going to be really hard to see. Let me get the other one here. So this is inside of the two bearings. So you got to drive something through here, get on the other side, and catch the inside lip, and you want to hit this out. Takes some time, but I got the other one out. I should be able to get this one out. Here you can see it's flush. That means it's coming out. You just want to keep driving it out. You can see that thing in the inside here. There you go. You can see it in there. But yeah, you want to keep driving it out. Now you want to put it on something like so you can drive it out and you don't hit the ground. It'll actually just come right on out. Got that. Here's the bearing. Slow and steady. I'll flip to the other side. You can use, this is a 5/8. Fits in there pretty good. That one's out. All right, so we got the new bearing ready to go. Just get a socket that's the right size and be gentle. Make sure it's going in even, which it is. Now this socket is like legit the exact size, 1.25 inches. So that being said, once you get it recessed down in there, this one is going to want to stick down in there too. So once I get it level, I'm going to use a different socket and work my way down in. I'm just working my way around, and you work all the way down till you hear like a thunk. That's when you know you bottomed it out and you're good to go. Once you bottom that out, now you want to put your seal in there. Again, nice and lubed up. And these one you can almost get in just pushing with your hands. Oh, make a little bit of a mess here. Yeah, I had it more than halfway in just with my fingers. But make sure it's nice, flush all the way around. Now, flip it over, and we want to insert that spacer that's in there. We'll lube it all up. Lots of grease on it. Okay. Now, it's got this angle. It's pitched this way. We want to make sure that's out this way. So it goes in like this. Just like so. Last but not least is the little bearing. Kind of same story. Grease it up. Get some grease on there. Making a big old mess. You gotta love it. And you want to make sure it's not quite in there straight. And then you can use your socket to hit this thing down in there too. Drive that down till she hits. Again, you can hear the noise. It's a very distinct noise once you bottom out. Okay. Grease it up. So it made a big old mess. Lots of grease. Okay, now we need that one little piece. Let me go grab it. This little guy in the middle. That's it. Bearings are nice and greased up. Make sure it's on a nice clean towel. It's kind of stained, but this is clean. And now then we can install this. And put this guy on. Again, lots and lots of grease. And then you torque this down, and if it doesn't line up with the slot that goes through the hole for the cotter pin, if it doesn't line up, you keep tightening. You do not loosen these. You tighten until you get to it, and then you put the cotter pin through. All right, so wheel bearings are set. I got to get cotter pins for them and make sure they line up. They're all covered in grease at the moment, but new wheel bearings are put on, installed. We have tie rod ends installed. What we're going to do is I'm going to get some stripper and clean these up, kind of get them back to the original color because they're kind of messy and dirty. They were painted, spray painted back in the day. So we're going to clean those up and then reinstall those. We got the bushings installed, the spacers. We got new bolts for the rear to keep the shock nice and tight. Everything is coming together really well, actually. So these are nice and tight. These Tusk ones work pretty good. Now, didn't realize these are made in China. So, yeah, it is what it is. Quad's looking pretty good. We're going to call it a night. And tomorrow, possibly, we're going to start working on the carburetor.